the Daily Mix. Yes, we have a big toothbrush in studio today because it is National Tooth Fairy Day. There is a day for everything, and this one's special. Joining me this morning is Tiffany DiGiacinto. She is with Delta Dental of Arizona, and you are here because you are very close. You're a confidant of the Tooth Fairy, and we as parents know there are times when the Tooth Fairy doesn't necessarily show up. And so you talk to her about, you know what do parents do when they have the situation and they have to go into crisis mode, right?
Absolutely. You know, we've got the hookup working at Delta Dental. We talk to the Tooth Fairy regularly, and we do actually a Tooth Fairy poll every year where we talk to parents to find out the different habits that the Tooth Fairy has when she visits the house. So one of the things that we've learned is, 90% of homes with kids who've lost their tooth get a visit from the Tooth Fairy.
Yes.
But she's a very busy lady, and she about half the time she doesn't make it there on the same night the kid lost their tooth.
Yeah, every once in a while it happens, and then of course parents are stuck with, what do I say to my child? So this is why having you here is so good, because you talk to the Tooth Fairy, you know what we're supposed to tell our kids. So let's start with what she says about the monsoon.
This one surprised me because I hadn't even thought about it, but you think about the monsoon, we get these big gusts of wind, 50, 60 miles an hour. I mean, planes are grounded.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Tooth fairies are too. It's not safe for them to be flying in that wind, and actually, even in the rain, it's really hard for tooth fairies to fly.
Okay, so keep that in mind. If for some reason she doesn't show up, and there's a monsoon happening, perhaps she got stuck in a tree with a wing clipped or something.
Right,
you just never know.
And she'll come back the next night when the weather's a little bit better.
Okay, what about, we experienced this in TV, technical difficulties. So does she.
Yeah, absolutely. People need food to fuel their bodies. Cars need gas to go. Tooth fairies need fairy dust to fly. And, just like in gas in your tank, if you're getting close to empty, you've got to cut your losses and hurry up and get home or find a gas station. Tooth Fairy has the same thing. She's got to make sure she can hit as many homes as she can before she runs out of fairy dust.
And then she has to go back to where she lives and replenish, and so that may delay her a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay, sometimes the Tooth Fairy is sick. It's human fairy nature.
It happens to the best of us. It really does. And, the Tooth Fairy wants to make sure that she does whatever she can to not spread those germs.
Right.
So if she's feeling sick enough, has a fever, she's going to stay home in bed too and come back the next night.
Overtime. She works alone. Keep that in mind. She's not like Santa.
No, there's no reindeers, no elves to help her out. So, think about how many kids there are and how many lost tooths there are per night. If there's too many, she's going to have to spread out the work for a couple nights.
Right. And if mom and dad are up too late, she doesn't know where the child is, right?
Exactly.
Is the child asleep
if the TV's on, she doesn't know if, the kids are watching the latest Minions movie.
Right.
Or if it's mom and dad, catching the latest show on TV. So it's better safe than sorry.
Okay. And then sometimes they sleep restlessly because they're anxious for the Tooth Fairy to come, and what happens?
We've all got kids that toss and turn and kick, and it's really hard to slip in there undetected if you've got a restless sleeper. Grab the tooth and put the money under the pillow. So, sometimes she'll just have to come back when the kids are getting a more peaceful sleep.
Yes.
Other times what happens is the kid might knock the money off onto the floor. So parents should always check under the bed when that happens to see if maybe the money dropped under there.
Good advice. And we're out of time, but real quickly, what is the figure now for a tooth? How much is it up to?
$466 is the average.
$466, parents. Just keep that in mind. That's the average. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank
please
you.
Tell the Tooth Fairy we said hello.
Love to.
All right, we'll be right back.